guys, if you have ever attempted to create an app, or actually, if you've never attempted to create an app and you're like, nah, that's something that I probably could not do. Well, let me tell you, I did not expect to create an app today. I never created an app. Probably is not the best app in the world, but I'm so pumped to share this with you guys because if I was able to create this, I'm telling you, anybody is able to create this. Anyway, let me tell you the story of how that happened. First of all, I don't know if you're familiar with the files that you can export from your conversations with Claude. So what you do is you go into here into settings and you go into account. No, wait, I think going to, it's one of these. All right, appearance. Give me just 1 second. Okay, here, data controls, and then you export data, right? And what that will do is that will send you like a document, a JSON document that I will show you right now. And I'll tell you why that's pretty cool to do in a minute. So you get this file sent to your email, and as you can see, it's a JSON file. If you don't know what a JSON file is, don't even worry about it. You don't even need to worry about it. I'll explain it here in this video. So anyway, once you get that file, you're able to kind of analyze all the work that you've done with Claude. So what I did here was to ask Claude, are you familiar with these files Anthropic sends when I request my chat exports? Just to give it a little bit of context, right? So obviously it recognizes the type of files and it asked me, are you looking to analyze or work with this data in some way? And I said both. And then what I was able to do here is I told it what I did with the files. I fed the files into Google AI Studio. And then since it has a larger context window, it was able to pretty much tell me what all my Claude projects were about. Just let that sink in. So if you've been using projects for Claude for a long time, it already has a lot of context in what you do for work, right? So instead of analyzing each project one by one, what you could do is just drop that file here into Google AI Studio, and it will pretty much give you an explanation of on all the projects that you have, right? And then I was like, did you see the size of the file? It exceeds the limit you have for free users because I have Claude free right now. So I was able to do it in Google AI Studios. So it almost hit the token limit. So anyway, I'm explaining this to Claude so it knows what I'm trying to do, right? Those files into Google AI Studio. But here's the problem. When you try to do that for the conversations file, which includes pretty much all your chat history, it pretty much exceeds the limit. Even though Google Studio AI will give you like 1 million um, tokens, my entire conversation was about 6 million, almost 7 million tokens. So I was like, how can I fix this, right? So anyway, this thing tried to build an app for me, but since I have the free version, um, it was just giving me a lot of problems, right, with the app. So I kind of gave it all the story of what I did with the JSON file. I told it, hey, I took all the projects here and I fed it into Google AI. And then it kind of understood what I was trying to do. And it told me, hey, with this approach, you can do skill evolution, see the project patterns, knowledge gaps, expertise areas, career trajectory, and so on and so forth. So it kind of understood the benefits of doing that bulk analysis. But since it realized that I was hitting the limits, it decided to suggest to create an intelligent chunking tool. So what that does is that it breaks up the big file, the big JSON file, into smaller parts so you don't hit those limits, right? But anyway, I was hitting the limits here within this conversation. So what I did is I asked Claude, hey, listen, we're running out of length in this chat. So why don't you create a prompt? So we start in a different chat. So he created the prompt about me wanting to create an intelligent chunking tool. But what I did this time, instead of going through Claude, because I know Claude has very short limits for free users. I went ahead and did it in Gemini, right? Because I happen to have the paid version here for Gemini. So what I did is I pretty much gave it that prompt that Claude created. I just copied and pasted it, and this thing pretty much went for it, right? And it created the code, and it told me exactly how to use it, right? Save the code and copy the entire code, which is right here. Copy the entire code and paste it somewhere and save it as an HTML file. Now, I didn't know where to paste it because obviously I'm not a programmer or anything like that. So I went ahead and asked it, hey, where do I paste it? It suggested to do VS Code, which I happen to have. If you don't have that thing, let me go ahead and tell you. If you that's a free software. Let me show it to you just real quick. You don't even have to pay for it. So I have it right here. I'm just gonna share my screen to show you exactly what I mean. All right. So I have it right here, right? I pretty much just pasted that code into VS Code. Let me just highlight it so you can see the icon. Okay. And then what you do is you go here into File, you click in Save. I'm sorry, in Save As, right? And then you select HTML. That's it. And it will let you open that file, which I have it right here. It will let you open that file in Google Chrome. So let me show you. Let's go back to here. All right. So I saved it and then opened it in a browser. And then I opened it in the browser, just like it said. And pretty much that's my first app, guys. Maybe to some of you, it's like, oh, no big deal. I'm a programmer, blah, blah, blah. But for you guys that are absolutely new to this game of no code programming, let me tell you, this was unintentional, but I still made it happen. And then I just chose the file of of my chat history with Claude, and it even created a field here where I can set the token limit. Now, most of the large language model limits are gonna be below 200 for pretty much all of them. ChatGPT, um, DeepSeek, Claude. So I decided to go for 200, and then I just pretty much click process conversations and look at it. It just chunked the entire file that into small pieces in just one click, guys. Um, and then what I did is I just uploaded one of those chunks here into Gemini just to see if it would read document, and it did. I used to be a sales manager, so I wanted to see if it understood or if it was an actual file related to my context. And guess what? It was. So the value of these guys is not only creating your first app, but um, taking your entire conversation history from Claude or from ChatGPT and just being able to put it all together into folders, into Gemini or another language model to kind of sort through it, and see the connections between all of your different conversation. It's a great move. Now, some of you will tell me, "Hey, I'm using ChatGPT, and ChatGPT has that memory function," and you would be right. Um, for free users, it's kind of limited. In my case, it's been working okay. Grok can also do that, uh, and it's been working okay for me as well. But when it comes to Claude, as you know, Claude does not have that memory function just yet. So it is very useful to use these files, these exports, and just process them and consolidate all your data and analyze it from all your interactions, from all your previous interactions, and do it with Gemini, which has the largest context window. Um, this will allow you to get to know yourself better through your work, especially if you've been using Claude a lot. Um, like for example, me, I have like 400 chats. So just going one by one, and it's too much manual work, too much copy pasting that I just didn't want to do. And I think I found a shortcut. And while I was trying to find a shortcut, looks like I developed my first app. So I'm excited about it, guys. And I just wanted to share it with everybody because I'm pretty sure there's somebody out there in the world who wants to do the same thing and who probably never thought they could build an app so quickly. Anyway, if you have any comments, any questions, or you want to share your experience, or even if you have any feedback for me, if you're like a programmer and you want to be like, hey, you could have done this better by doing this or that, feel free to put it in the comments. Hit that like button and see you in the next one. Peace out.